and all the excitement going on. And I got a few phone calls early this morning too, but in the midst of all that, at 6 o'clock I got an awakening call. My burglar alarm at my warehouse went off, so I'm out there in my pajamas and an umbrella in the rain, and the thing wouldn't quit and hush. So I had to get everybody on the phone with ADT, telling them, yeah, this is me and this is what's going on, and finally got it quiet. And as I was going back home, I thought, Lord, I've started out today real good, soaking wet as I was, and that early in the morning. And of course, I'd already been up getting prepared for the service today. But in all of that, just for telling you a story that doesn't matter this morning, to share with you that, sometimes we get an awakening call we don't expect. So many times in life, we get a phone call from people that are in need. And I was thinking of that when I got back home about how that all of a sudden the alarm goes off and I had to run through rain and mud. And my place is flooded this morning too at 6 o'clock. Was yours? But sometimes we need to answer the call as well to people. In the Sunday school lesson was about it this morning, about needs with our church family, needs for prayer, needs for just an arm around someone, to share with them and let them know you can see the alarm going off, that there's a need. And I've witnessed that personally with Irene being in the hospital this week and what she'd been through in the hospital already this past month, and all of your concern and answering the call of friendship and good Christian fellowship together and honoring that as we reach around to our families. In spite of rain, sleet, or snow, or whatever might happen, we must always and need be there for each other. Whatever time it may be, early in the morning, 6 o'clock, or late at night. But to know then sometimes that we're being uplifted in prayer. It does give us peace to know that we're praying for each other because somebody cares and somebody's lifting you up to the Lord. As I answered my fast call this morning, I would have rather gotten dressed and secured and not been out there in that kind of weather with the lightning flashing and all that. But sometimes we need to get out of our comfort zones to help other people and maybe go through a little trouble, maybe a little difficulty to help one another. But when we do that, it shows even more how much we care. When we step a little bit out of our way and do a little bit something extra. And I'm not asking you to do that for Irene because she's in there. I don't mean that. But what I mean is for each other, for the church family, all the time. To know you can depend on each other and knowing how much love we have for each other. Needs to be spoken in times of calm, but also in times of difficult times, desperate needs. Let's be that always for everybody. In other words, let the Lord shine in your heart, even though the sun ain't shining outside. Let the Lord shine in your heart for people that you love and care for. And let them know you're shining bright for them in prayer to the Lord for them. And God will honor that when an entire church is praying for all special needs. And I see that in every family that's here, families that are not here. Special needs that the majority doesn't know about. Well, we don't need to know all the special needs necessarily. But you need to know that you love one another and you're going to reach out for one another. Because that is honoring God. It's honoring Jesus Christ because he went way out of his way to help you and I. Let's continue to be that for each other. And God will honor it and he will continue to bless our church. And we will continue to grow in spirit and in truth. And we'll continue to grow in a love that very few people in this world even knows or understands. And it's a special need. One that happened this morning, just a few minutes ago. I stood up and I looked over. Miss Ann wasn't there. And I said, oh my goodness, she couldn't get here this morning. And I'm looking around to see who's missing. And there she is sitting back over there. She changed places on me. But anyway, welcome all of you to church this morning. Wherever you might be sitting today, we're moving around a little bit. And I pray that we're more comfortable. We've been going through a little bit for a long time, waiting on these chairs to get here. And finally, the Lord blessed us. And I want you, I don't usually do this, but I think today would be a good day for it. Brother Tommy, would you stand up? And Brother Stan Powell. And Miss Jeanette, you can too. Okay? You don't want to. Okay, it's her too. And Brother Joe and Valerie, Miss Deborah's not here today. These folks have honored the Lord and us by making some very generous donations to take care of all these chairs and all these lights and this wall back here now we can actually see up here. And so give them your thanks and your gratitude for what they've done as blessings for the church, okay? Thank you very much for these things. You know, the Lord is going to work through all of our church family for all of our needs, and that's what's happening. The Lord is working through all of our needs and through each of you as these things happen, and we are able to manage things, and we keep growing and beautifying the Lord's house and glorifying Him and all that He gives us with and honoring Him. So love one another. Continue to share with one another. Be of support and help to somebody. Be a generous aid as a Christian, and God will continue to bless us. Amen. Okay.